Good evening, everybody. It's 9:30 on the East Coast. I didn't even turn on my self view. Hold on. There we go. It's 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West Coast. It's time for your Calamity Jane live stream. James, how are you doing on this early fall evening?
I can't complain. I mean, we had a little bit of a late start. I was getting so my wife for me to
Mm-hmm.
offer some rosé, but it was frozen because she left it in the freezer. So we got frosé.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm drinking kind of a concoction of frosé.
Froze.
Like, uh,
I love
yeah,
that
I never heard that
idea.
term before, but I like it. It was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, froze. Delightful.
So there's this is our non-sponsor. Our non-sponsor for tonight is some frosé. As
But
I
what
drink it,
what
I
what
sip on it.
vineyard, what winery though? I have no idea.
It's some pinkish vineyard of some
Some
sort.
pinkish vineyard. Yeah, it's weird how you hold the glass and the light refracts differently and it actually looks pink or white depending on how you hold the glass. So. Yay for
Yeah.
physics.
So yeah. But yeah, I'm doing just fine. Everything's okay for the most part. I think in our building, our water's kind of shut off, so it's kind of a weird
Oh shit.
scenario right now. But it's okay. This is still I consider that a first world problem. Hopefully it'll get turned on. But it's one of those problems that could evolve from a first world to a third world problem really quick when it comes to water or something.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. But how you doing on your side? How's everything going?
Things are moving. Life never fails to throw you more curveballs.
Yeah,
But
that's for sure.
yeah.
I
Otherwise,
mean,
it's moving forward. I got to move in a month and a half, and work is still kind of a slog, and just. I mean,
mhm.
the good news is hopefully in a month and a half, things won't be. I'm talking to my friend who I'm moving in with in a month and a half, and like it's like trying to figure out. So used to a very different like quality of life, and so I'm trying to
Mhm.
explain to her like okay, you need to understand that like here's your quality of life, and then like here's mine, right? Like short of being destitute with cancer, I don't really see my life getting much worse, right? And so like in terms of where we're finding a place where we can meet in the middle, to
Wow,
live, like
sounds like a big jump.
yeah, it's just like it's very very different, and so like I was telling her like literally anywhere we go, my life gets better, right? Like that's it's like there's
Yeah,
it will be very very hard for my life to get worse at this point.
yeah. It's going to be a win, no matter what. You're guaranteed a win,
Right,
pretty much.
exactly. But she, unfortunately, and I mean, she's just where she is. Like, I think she is not going to be as in it. Like, I think her rent is probably going to go up a little bit compared to what she's
Yeah.
paying right now, and she's not going to
Okay.
be living in quite as nice a spot as she's living right now, and
Hmm.
and so I think that she's not going to be as used to it. I think she's going to struggle a little bit more than I am, right? And the other thing too is like she has moved around a lot, but she's never been responsible for the move. So this is the first time she's actually like been
Hmm.
involved with finding the place, been involved in looking at square footage, and
Okay.
and it's just like yeah, I've like this place that I've lived in for 3 years. It's the longest I've lived in any place in almost a decade, right? I mean,
Hmm.
there was a period where I was moving every year, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
being responsible for every move. So,
Yeah. So you've been
um,
there, done that as far
yeah,
as
it's
moving.
just
So
a completely different life experience, and so we're sort of working that out. But we'll get it done, and life will move forward, and you just keep on keeping on. There's not really much else you can do because one way or the other, the sun is going to rise tomorrow morning, and I'm going to wake up whether I want to or not. You know how it goes.
yeah, whether you like it or not, all that stuff still happens.
Right, exactly. Life still happens no matter no
Yeah.
matter how many clouds you shout out, shout at, the life still happens. So,
Well, we'll definitely try to do that tonight as well as we always do. Like
yeah,
as we
indeed,
live through that line
indeed.
of mantra, we'll try to do the same.
Well,
And
we've
yeah,
talked
the
about
clouds
this.
and
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
and doodle and stuff like that.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
try to do
doodle
them.
some clouds. Yeah, we've talked about this. I don't know if we've talked about it on the stream, but you got me to buy Nintendo's like latest not latest anymore. It's been out for years now. Nintendo's latest foray into the fitness gamification space, Ring Fit Adventure. Do you remember that?
uh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I picked it back up. I mean, I've just been like I used to do bar all the time, and my life has gotten so complicated in the last couple of months. I mean, like, everybody complains, oh, I just don't have enough time to go exercise. Well, for the last couple of months, I've regularly been like, I work all day, and then as soon as I finish work, go to a second job, or go like have some other plan. And so I've literally, there's not been enough hours in the day for me to drive a half hour to bar, do bar for an hour, drive back home. That's 2 hour commitment. I literally didn't have 2 hours. Plus, I broke my toe. Plus, my vertigo came back, and I wasn't even physically capable of exercising. And so I didn't exercise for over a month and a half, something like that. And I'm finally like back to a point where I can exercise, and so I was like, well, I canceled the bar subscription anyway. I'm out of free credits that they very generously gave me. I should turn this Ring Fit Adventure thing back on that James convinced me to play, and I only played twice, and it's great. I mean, I really dig it. I mean, I don't know. It's only like the second day I've been back into it, but Nintendo is they're the best at gamifying stuff. I mean,
yep, absolutely. It's a terrific game. You just have to fight against the human condition of not wanting to do anything, to engage with it. But once you're in it, it's great. The RPG element's fun. How you can, I don't know if you got, I don't know how you're on World 2, I think, or something.
I'm almost done with World 3 now.
Oh, okay. So you probably unlocked at least the skill tree where you can unlock different things for your character.
No, not. I just unlocked the shop actually, so I can customize my character. Not that I really particularly care about that, but.
Well, okay, so we'll engage more in that. I'll jump in and start.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what you're working on this week.
All right, this week, let's see here. Let me scroll around here. This particular pose, and again, I'm trying to move forward with a lot of stuff, but this particular pose, I want to actually tweak this a little bit. I mean, it works when you watch it in full speed, but it is a held pose, and I don't think it's the strongest thing for our Warhog to have this kind of pose. I kind of hobbled it together a couple weeks ago. I'm just going to fine tune it a little bit and kind of tidy it up a little bit this week. So it'll be more of a chill stream tonight, where I'll be just kind of trying to probably access our Warhog library and try to add a new pose to the Warhog library anyway for us. So yeah, so I'll be doing that. But going back to Ring Fit, yeah. Sorry, so I kind of gave you a minor spoiler. But I know you don't care. You don't care about spoilers,
no,
but I do. I like to have. I love the element of surprise when you're playing the game. You do kind of things like that. But they don't really. It's just in that particular case, it's a minor spoiler. But yes, you do get a skill tree. You can unlock more moves and more exercises to do in the game. You get more health. You can maximize your health, defense, all that kind of stuff. And they kind of really put an RPG element into working out, for your character, which I find pretty fun.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's like it's. I mean, it's a JRPG in as much as you attack and the enemies attack, but you're really just doing different fitness routines, right? And then, depending on how well you do each fitness move, you do more damage. But I mean, there are stakes. I've failed stages before because I didn't do well enough in the battle. But yeah, no, I do like it. I love that it's kind of an infinite runner, and but then there's things to do along the stage, things to break up, things to collect. And then there's a couple monsters at the end, and it's typical Nintendo charm, right? I mean, it's all the character designs are really fun and really silly.
Yep.
It's super lighthearted, lots of whimsy, lots of abstract, absurd whimsy, right? Why is there this magical ring that's talking to you? I don't know. Just go with it,
Yeah, pretty much. Have you? So you've probably fought the boss a couple of times now, right? The workout boss,
Drago or whatever.
Drago, yeah. So, I can't remember. It's been I'm my humble brag's showing here. I haven't played. I haven't been on those levels for a while.
Humble brag away, my friend. Humble brag away.
But I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to figure out. Did you unlock new moves yet to kind of customize your workout regimen for?
Yeah, I've got enough that I can actually customize my regimen a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay.
And like, yeah, I'm getting to pick and choose. And we talked about this earlier. I still want to unlock planks and push-ups because those are still my favorite
Hmm.
exercises, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're two of the best like just body weight exercises that you can do.
Yep.
And so I
Yeah.
haven't
I find
unlocked
that
those yet.
I find that kind of odd that they actually lock those away, and they're really good for you, but yet you
Mm-hmm.
can't do them right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. I don't know. I think we're talking about a little bit, but it's like they want you to do the stand up like the things with the ring first, where you're pushing things in and out and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I guess to push the product,
Sure.
but
I'm 100% certain that that's what they're doing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's the only thing because really the meat of the game is it shows up by about World 4 or World 5 to me, where you actually get all these exercises you want to do, even the yoga pose, like the standing tree pose, for example, the warrior pose, all that stuff is really cool, but you don't get it till much later. And it makes me wonder like how many players have played it and they just get intimidated by it. They don't even see the beauty of how well the game is designed later on the more you play it, the more you actually get rewarded with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I agree. I think that and this is also, Nintendo, we're selling them a lot, but they're not
yeah.
perfect. And I think one of their biggest weak points is how they handle game progression sometimes in
Hmm.
their effort to be accessible to non-gamers. They tend to drip feed content to
Mm,
not overwhelm players, right? But I think that
mm,
sometimes they go too far and they actually overcompensate, right? So players like you and I, who are well versed in video games, um,
mm,
like they grok it immediately, and it's just like, well, I want more of this faster, right? But
mm,
then the players who are new to it, they're like, this is happening too slowly. I am like, I don't understand like what is keeping me engaged, right? They're not getting content fast enough. They're not getting the
mm,
dopamine drip fast enough, and so they
mm.
lose interest. Like I feel like that is part of it as well.
Yeah. But I'm super psyched that you're playing it now. But let's see. How do you feel? Like, are you sore? Did
Well,
you get anything?
I've been taking it easy. I've only been doing like a half hour every other day,
Hmm. Yep.
trying to ease back into it because I haven't really exercised with any consistency in over a month. So it is always shocking to me how quickly your body's like, oh, you're not exercising
Yeah.
anymore. Everything
Oh, it
goes
wants to go.
away. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it wants to go. But you know what's cool though is also it is remarkable how fast your muscles will. Oh yeah, and then they kind of start remembering stuff pretty quickly. At least I find that it happens. Like I take a couple weeks yeah, off. Like usually the first 2 or 3 are awful to get back into the swing of things, but about number 4 on the workout schedule, then all of a sudden it's like almost like I'm almost back to full power, or the height of my powers of working out of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing about the ring fit that's interesting is you do the exercise with the ring, and you can kind of build up from there. But I think the most rewarding thing about the ring fit is how you have your thigh strap, whatever it's called, and you're doing the full body exercise like the mountain climber or the planks or the leg raises. I think that's where you can really kind of get a lot of bang for your buck, for a decent workout. Um, yeah, for the game. I mean, it's not like HII, what is it, hit or whatever that term is for the high intensity workouts. It's not like
Oh,
it's not necessarily like that, but
yeah, sure.
it does get you moving, and it does you can get you can get your heart rate up for sure if you tailor your exercise the right way, in the game.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's a slow burn. I mean, I can like by the time I get to a half hour, I'm starting to feel it, right?
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it is. Yeah, you can tailor it. I mean, I guess I could. I'm also reluctant to push the difficulty up a little bit right now because one of the
Hmm.
reasons why I stopped doing it for so long is that like it really triggered my carpal tunnel the first time. I think I was just going way too hard, way too fast.
Hmm.
And so like I dropped the difficulty a little bit just to be a little like lower the intensity on my body a little bit more because I'm kind of an
Hmm.
old man. Um, and so yeah. And so
So
I think if I bumped the difficulty up, it would be a little bit more intense.
okay. So like you talk to what's the name of the character at the beginning? So you do the whole stretches and Tip
Mm-hmm.
tells you, "Hey, do this," and "Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's great to see you," all that stuff. So like yeah, that's where the that's that. Okay, if I have any gripe with the game, it's Tip because Tip will constantly ask me, "Do you want to raise difficulty? Do you want to raise the difficulty?" Like, and I say, "No." Do you want me to bother? You don't want me to bother you for a little while? No. Like, and it feels like literally 1 week later, same thing. It's like, God, just I like where I'm at. Just leave me alone, Tip. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um, but it is kind of nice because I think the difficulty, yeah, it can be like there are times when I'm doing squats and I'm like, I can't. I mean, like I'll get to exhaustion where I can't do anymore, but I'm still stuck with having to do like five more.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got to take a break, and yeah, that's rough. So I think it sounds like your approach is right. Just kind of do it to where you're not at exhaustion. You're just doing it just to kind of move around and kind
Right.
of get in the swing of things a little bit.
Yeah. Start with that and then move on to uh, yeah, to more intensity as I rebuild my endurance. It was
Hmm.
remarkable to me how it was just 1 month, right? I mean, 1 month of not exercising and how quickly all of that goes away.
Man, it's so evil. The human body can be so evil when it comes to
I
this stuff.
know, human
It's
body.
annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's frustrating, and it's like the older you get, the faster it wants to go away too. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. It's like it really is super hard mode.
Yeah, it's like the older
But
you get, the harder you have to work. So,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like we've said this even on this stream before, but like the youth really is wasted on the young. they really just don't. They really just don't understand.
Yeah, but I'm excited that you're playing it and stuff like that. So again, like one of the reasons why, and this is for selfish reasons, but I was hoping you'd play it because I can't get anybody else to really play it consistently along with me. But I've been wanting to. I just wanted to figure out what the multiplayer aspect of it is, like how you send rewards to friends and stuff like that. So I know you as a gamer, you'll give this a shot, and like eventually maybe we'll figure out a way to do the multiplayer slash gift system of some sort. I don't know what it really does. Maybe it's probably nothing, but I still wanted to maximize how much stuff you can kind of get out of the game. So why not give that a shot too? But I don't know if you even looked at that or if you even noticed that in the game.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Yeah, I don't know if you even noticed that in the game. If there's a multiplayer aspect to it
I mean, I've seen
in the
like, hey,
game.
you've got friends online,
Okay,
but I haven't really explored it. I've just been jumping immediately into the story mode to this point.
okay,
I mean, I feel like I'm still really early, right? I'm at the boss of World 3, so I mean, that's still super, super early.
mm,
And so I kind of just want to, I'm just going to, right now at least, focus on the story mode until, um, until I feel like I've actually unlocked everything, you know?
mm, mm, yeah. I mean, humble brag again. I'm on New Game Plus. I'm actually going through all the worlds again. um, in hard mode. But I actually put it down for a while, and now I'm really stuck because now I got to ramp up the. I have
Oh
to
yeah,
ramp
you're like, right,
yeah.
right, right.
So like now I'm like New Game Plus, and now it's extra hard, and now I have to like I can't do some of these exercises because I've been kind of out of sync a little bit. So that's been a challenge. So I'm always trying to fine tune it myself. It's not exactly like starting over, but it's as close as you can get to it because yeah, it's just I'm just completely out of practice. I can't do like I don't know, like the squats. Squats was what kills me.
I
So
actually had to take the squats off. I couldn't. It was
ugh.
my knees are too bad. I couldn't do the squats because it hurt my knees too much.
Yep, yeah,
So
it's rough, man. That's the
yeah,
one that kills me every time. I can still I somehow I'm lucky I can still do them, but they are really hard for me. So everything else is pretty much it's hard, but um it's not impossible. It doesn't feel like, oh my God, like where I'm sweating like a sailor, by the end of the
yeah,
thing. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
definitely squats is what kills me. So
Yeah, I again like as soon as I had enough to replace it,
mhm,
I got
yeah.
rid of squats. Yeah.
Yeah. And the great thing is so squats is considered a lower body exercise, so they color it with blue. And it's really cool. It's really smart how they approach the game. So reds are all the upper body arm stuff, yellow is full body, green is yoga stretch type stuff, and then blue is all lower body. So there's other lower body things that they classify like mountain climbers when you unlock that you can use as a replacement as you need a blue one sometimes to advance in certain levels. So yeah, so it gets more forgiving the farther you get into it. But yeah,
Again, yeah,
so
and this is why I feel like they're drip feeding it too slowly, right? Like,
yeah, yeah.
um, yeah. Now I just decided, well, I need to get moving again. I'm getting super
Hmm?
antsy, um, and so I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not even gonna worry about the game aspect of it. I'm not gonna sit here and break down the design and analyze it. I'm just gonna exercise, and there's gonna be a game that happens around me when I exercise,
Yeah.
and then yeah, now I'm starting to actually unlock some of the more, in my opinion, like core mechanics that should have been introduced way sooner than they were.
So
Um,
what did you find that should have been in there from like
well,
day one, whatever?
I mean, I think personally the ability to target particular enemy types based on your exercise,
Hmm.
it should have been introduced earlier, but I also like I know why they delayed it so much is because they you have so few exercises to start with
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
really do the color coordinating thing at the beginning, and so I think that that's really the biggest flaw with it. Was the There's not enough exercises of variety at the beginning of it.
Hmm.
I think they needed at least twice as many exercises unlocked at the beginning as that they provided. That's
Yeah.
that's my opinion. At least twice, maybe three times as many.
Yeah, preaching to the choir. I'm with you on that too. I just feel like they just yeah, pretty much they drip feed you, and you don't really understand. You don't get the actual you don't get to appreciate the beauty of the game until a little bit later. And I feel like it just gets that aspect kind of gets undersold for the game, and I think people won't give it a chance. They put it down after like two or three times because um, yeah, it's either slightly maybe kind of boring or maybe it's just too difficult and they don't know that there's actually a lot more to the game once you get past the 51% point of the game, and then it really kind of opens up, and it's really a good game. um Oddly enough for me, like that was the motivating factor to buy a Switch, was for the Ring Fit.
Oh yeah.
For me, yeah, I was so excited to try to do gamifying my workout thing because I don't like going to the gyms. I hate going to
No, I
gyms.
can't
Just
stand
never
gyms.
liked
Yeah.
them. So, but yeah, it's been and once they showed that Ring Fit, I remember like a week that I went to Japan, I was seeing Ring Fit ads and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I need to buy a Switch. Like, you just get this game, and then it justifies me buying the console. But for that reason, and also fitness boxing is the other one I use, and also it's a free game on the Nintendo Store. But the jump rope challenge,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
another one. I
yeah.
love that game.
Well, yeah, jumping is like a surprisingly cardio intensive
Yeah.
activity. I mean, I don't know if you've ever. This is going beyond Ring Fit Adventure and just sort of general exercising at this point, but I don't know if you've ever like done jumping jacks for any length of time. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it
Yeah.
is remarkable how quickly you get worn out doing jumping jacks.
Yeah. So for me, so I actually have, I mean, I have a regimen kind of down where I have this plank board, called the stealth plank board, which is like I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's a free plank where you have to bounce on a ball, and
Yeah,
you do your planks this way.
yeah,
And you use your phone with the accelerometer on it, and it actually plays a game where you're bouncing stuff on the plank board. So I do that for like a few minutes, and then I do the jumping jack challenge. Then I either go into fitness boxing or the Ring Fit, and then do that as part of my quote unquote workout. But I love the gamification aspect of working out now. It's just it's I do it pretty consistently, like 3 to 4 times a week, and yeah, it's been fun. I mean, it gets me moving, and I've really enjoyed it. So I hope that hope you kind of get that same thing out of it. I know with you doing bar, I know you really liked it,
yeah.
and it's hard, doing gamification versus going to the gym. I mean, it's it's completely a stark difference. But for me, the cost benefit of not driving, not finding a parking spot, having to just find a free workout section to do whatever you need to do, it's all gone once you just do it at home. Not have to worry about anything. It just the benefits far outweigh any of the benefits that I see going to the gym for me. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is the convenience of just being able to turn it on and I'm immediately working out like that. That is, I mean, that is nice. There's no question about it. But there is the process of driving to the place, the money commitment, all that kind of stuff.
hmm
It acts as kind of a motivator to get you to move to these places.
that's true. That's true.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, sort of just turn that into a general exercise, sort of beat there for a moment. Um, but yeah. Uh, yeah, otherwise it's just been, I haven't really, I'm going to go see The Creator tomorrow. Also, I'll let you know how that is. Gareth Edwards' new
Yeah.
flick.
I'm curious about this one. I've seen the trailers and everything like that. It looks like a fun sci-fi epic type of movie. I'd like to see it myself. But I have been hesitant based on reviews, and I try not to let reviews influence me too much. But at the same time, I do like to pay attention to them because I don't want to waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is where you come in. You're the guinea pig, and I just wait for
Right,
you,
because I
and then
just
you can
always,
tell me
yeah,
about
I'm
it.
always just going to
Yeah, because you'll
theaters.
end up
So
seeing you'll end up seeing them. So
right, and like
I'm
this
fine with
is
that.
this is like the, I mean, I've been so busy recently. I haven't had hardly any time to go to see movies, so I'm really excited about going to see this flick. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's sci-fi, so
yeah, and
you know.
I mean the some of the reviews have just sort of been like the story is really generic, right?
Yeah,
And that's fair. But if it's like got good action set pieces and good performances, then I'll take it.
yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I am too. I don't want. It's almost like what else can you really do now with sci-fi like that hasn't been done?
Yeah.
We're at a point where now it's just tell a good story, and I'm pretty happy with that. I
Yeah.
think.
I don't think
But
you need
yeah,
to
we'll
reinvent the
see.
wheel most of the time,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm curious about your review then. Like, let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tuesday and Wednesday are the only nights I have off, actually. So, I'll definitely go see that. That'll be fun.
Cool.
So, is this the
Well,
revised pose?
this is the revised pose. I don't have before and after, but I'm happy with this pose.
So, explain to me the differences, how you changed it.
Oh man, I wish I could show you the differences now. Let me see.
Sort of destructive changes there.
Yeah, I actually just try to emphasize the snout a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
by using a different color shade
Mm-hmm.
on his nose itself. That was the main thing. But then I even noticed, like even as I animate the rest of him, like his snout, his the snout, the flat part of the snout is colored differently. And this particular pose, he didn't have that. It was actually
I
the
see.
normal brown.
I see.
So I fixed it there. So now I'm doing like a color. I'm actually doing a character check
Uh huh.
on certain stuff. But if we look at our library of the Warhog now, um, let's see here. Yeah, for the most part, yeah, I've done this little flesh color, this other color
Mm-hmm.
denotation for the snout, which makes sense, especially for front view, because then you can actually see the actual nose by the color shape instead. And again, this is part of the charm and also the limitation of doing everything flat shaded, flat color, because you really need to rely on shape and color to help with your silhouettes and shaping your character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just being consistent and trying to do that across the board for him. Now, what's kind of funny here is this is the way back machine. This is the very first. This is one of the first renditions of the Warhog right here. And I really kind of almost truncated his snout here. So There's some where I kind of have it more flat. It feels like it's more flat, on some of these poses a little bit. But again, I don't mind it being a little bit loose. I don't mind being a little bit off model, quote unquote, on this stuff. I'm not going to be a Disney studio where everything needs to look exactly the same in every single pose. I don't care about that. As long as you get the feeling of the Warhog, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Being the sole, as being the lone animator doing this type of stuff, I want to be a little more loosey goosey with the rules. At least get the spirit of the character is what I really care about when we're in animation mode here. So I think my OCD has been satisfied. I'm happy with this new pose here with the roller hog. Um, and yeah, I think we're in a good spot where we can kind of call it good. I mean, I can still find more spots to work on, but like right here, see, like, here's another good spot. See, like
Yeah, a little bit of
when I
revision
worked on
there.
this one,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to do a little bit of revision here too. But again, this is a rough. This is kind of rough anyway. I was gonna fine tune this, but yeah, I need to put the actual color shape on the snout, for example. Which I mean, maybe I'll just do right now. But there's stuff like that I kind of have to kind of pay attention to. Um,
Well, I mean, and I think
where I
also
don't want
once
to
you
rely
get,
on lines.
yeah, and I think also as you get more of your finished poses for the different characters, the problem somewhat solves itself,
Hmm.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah. But overall, I think we're in a pretty good spot for tonight. Let me just open this up, and I think we'll call that good
All
too.
right. Yeah, seems like a pretty good start. Your stopping point. You got a refined pose. I sort of ran out of things. I mean, my life has just been mostly just life stuff, not a lot of fun stuff going on right now. So, um, uh,
Well, my goal was to get X amount of things done, so we were very productive tonight.
all right,
So
excellent,
actually,
excellent.
yeah, so no worries at all. So we're
Good.
in good shape.
Well, I guess we're going to call it at around 30 minutes for tonight's stream, then, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. As always, you can head on over to calamityjane.rocks. That'll take you to our Patreon site. You can consider becoming a subscriber and helping us make this cartoon a reality. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube, which presumably you're watching us on right now. You can also check out our Instagram page, Calamity Jane Salamander. We're slowly starting to fill content in there. That'll keep percolating, and we're trying to figure out how we want to handle the 3 tweets or 3 thread stories. I guess we're still kind of learning that platform and figuring out the best way we want to handle it. But stay tuned. We are working on it, so there will be more of that stuff coming soon. Anyway, we'll be back at the same Calamity hour, same Calamity channel next Monday. I think. I don't think I have anything on the docket.
Nope,
Yeah,
wide
I think
open.
we're in good shape.
We'll be here next week, same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you on Monday. Stay safe out there, everybody. Good night.
All right, good night.